Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to the APPNA Committee Cafe. Today we're shining a spotlight on one of APPNA's most inspiring teams, the Awards Committee. This committee celebrates excellence and recognizes those who make a real difference in APPNA and within our community. Today we have with us the chair of the APPNA Awards Committee, Dr. Asif Rahman. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So let's dive right into it. How did you get involved in this committee and what inspired you to become the chair of this committee?
As I've been involved with APPNA for a long time and have served on different capacities. And I was also part of this committee a few years in back. So this year the leadership asked me to chair this committee because there is a strict requirement to be part of this committee. So that's why it's not, although it's a standing committee of APPNA, which is being picked by board of directors, but there is a strict criteria to be a part of this committee compared to probably other committees.
Okay. That's wonderful. For those who may not be familiar with APPNA Awards Committee, what is the primary mission of the Awards Committee and how does your committee's work ties with the overall mission of APPNA?
Award committees basically honors the work which is done by APPNA members as well as APPNA non-members who have worked with the organization or helped the organization in different capacity. Some of them are doing a volunteer work, some are not doing volunteer work, but just to celebrate their excellence, organization recognize and acknowledge those individuals.
That's amazing. I think many members are curious about this part. Could you walk us through how the awards process actually works?
I think there are different awards which are being given through this committee. There are two parts. One is basically Best Chapter and Alumni. These nominations are directly received by board of directors and they send those nominations to us. The purpose of this way of working is that because board of directors work with the chapters and alumni and they probably know more working of those institutes. So they get nominations or they nominate themselves, but they send 3 nominees from chapter and 3 nominees from alumni. Sometimes it is only 2 nominees for both. Rest of the awards come directly under the auspices of award committee, which includes Gold Medal Award and Humanitarian Award, Lifetime Achievement Award. And those awards are basically nomination are sought by Central APPNA office. Nomination goes to them and then they subsequently forward to us. There is another award which is a literacy award. That award basically is first goes to literacy committee. They seek nominations, they finalize, they pick the winner, and then they send it to us, and then we announce these literacy award on our Saturday night banquet.
That's great. So how does the alumni seek those awards? How are the nominations? What is the process? Are you familiar with that?
I think the members of the alumni or anyone who is APPNA member can nominate their alumni, their chapters, but those nomination goes to board of directors and they go through those nominations and then subsequently send the final nominees to us. Not only one nominee, but they usually send 2 to 3, and then board of directors is responsible for that. Once those nominations comes to award committee, then we have meeting and then we go through all those nominations and we go all of their documents which are provided with those nominations, open discussion, and then we come up with the one final, we can say, a winner of chapter and alumni. But that is not the case for other awards.
Okay. And what steps does the committee take to ensure fairness and representation across all different fields?
I think if you look at the structure of committee, mostly these are very senior APPNA members, they have been involved with APPNA for a long time. So not only that they know individuals, they also know the chapters, and they do work very unbiasedly. This committee has past president, past board of trustees member, past board of trustees chairs, past gold medalists, and um, if it is just a APPNA member, they are APPNA member for over 10 years. So they have pretty good knowledge about the working of the organization. And also, when we sit and go through the paperwork, mostly the job is done very unbiased, with inclusiveness and with great honesty and integrity, to pick the final winner of either chapter or alumni or other awardees.
That's amazing. So it must be incredibly rewarding to recognize so many of deserving members. Can you share a memorable moment from this year's awards?
I think it's very heartwarming. First thing is that when we get all these nominations, um, and then Central Apna office, basically they may be getting 15 people nomination for one specific award, but they forward us basically the top three nominees. Sometimes they send almost everyone, in addition to their supporting documents, and mostly we know almost everyone, and almost everyone who is being nominated is well deserving to get the award. So it becomes a little bit very difficult to pick one of them, but we try our best to be very unbiased, and pick up at least for that specific area, the pick the right person. These individuals who are nominated are these institutes or chapters or alumni. They have been working in with the organization for quite a long time. Some are very actively on a political arena, and some just do volunteer work. So it's always great to see these people are doing so hard work, which is basically volunteer work without paying, and that is one of the way the organization recognizes them by giving them award in banquet. And I think they appreciate it, and organization appreciate it. And also at the same time, people who are getting involved with APPNA, they see that how organization recognizes those individuals who work, and that is, I think, one of their inspiration, maybe inspiration to get more involved with the organization.
And was there any awardees whose story particularly inspired you?
I think every award's story is very inspiring. Otherwise they won't get award. And I think it is very difficult and hard to pick one specific individual for 1 year or other years. I think everyone who gets the award from APPNA goes through this process. They have a years and years of services in inside the organization, and I think everyone is very very well deserving. But I want to name one single individual for that.
I understand. So, how do these recognitions, in your opinion, strengthen APPNA's sense of community?
I think once you see that these people are being recognized by organization, and some are not even seeking it, and the work which they have been doing on a volunteer basis for such a long time, I think that is inspiring for people who wants to have recognition or who does not want to have recognition. I do recall there are several times that we have recognized or acknowledged as a awardees, and they were not even expecting it, and it was that, and they did not even lobby for it, and people have nominated them, and it was a surprise to them. So I think all organization, not only APPNA, every organization do try to recognize the individuals who have done exceptionally well with the organization, in the organization, with community at large.
I understand. Of course, every committee faces its own challenges. What are some of the hurdles as the chair of this committee that you think you have encountered during the selection process?
So I think that this is a challenging, because as I was mentioning you, that the structure of this committee is people who have been involved with the organization for quite a long time. So we more or less know everyone who was nominated. and some of them can be your friends. So it do become challenge that when these nominees come and we discuss, and that is specifically and precisely the reason that we don't disclose what the discussion was in the in meetings, because we go on each and every candidate, we go on their pros and cons, their services, and we do strongly believe that everyone who gets nominated and comes in front of us deserves the award. But to pick out of them, and sometimes they all of them are your friends actually, and then you have to decide one person. These are challenges, but I think the committee has done a tremendously a good job by keeping it very fair and unbiased and inclusive.
So once the nominations have been given to your committee, and they know that there are, say, 5 people that are being nominated, um, you guys make the final decision. Are the president and the BOD aware who will be the actual winner, or everyone finds out that day, or everyone or the committee knows? You know?
We don't share it with president and board of directors. Our decision is final, but we do officially inform office. The reason is that the person who is being picked, that person, whatever the award he or she is getting, that they should prepare for those awards. Sometime. Like this time, I can assure you that this time lot of awardees just knew when I did tell them that stay close to the stage area, or once their name was announced, and they came up. But the board of directors, don't have any influence on that, and we don't share with them. Their job is just to collect those nominations for chapter alumni, and whoever they want to add, and send those 3. Rest of the nomination, they are not even aware of it. Rest of the nomination goes to office, and they pick top 3 voters to send it to us. Sometimes they send all the nominations, but once it comes to our desk and when we start deliberating on that, the number of nomination does not matter. We just pick top 3 people, and how much nomination each got does not matter. Then we go on their merits and have open and long discussion, and do our best to pick up the final nominee.
Have you made any changes this year to make this process more inclusive or efficient, or any changes?
Um, I think there is not a whole lot of a changes. It's the same SOPs which we have been working for quite a while. But I think this year probably it was a little bit more confidential. It was not that out, because I do recall that even in summer convention, people were not knowing that who may be the final winner. And I think if you have attended summer convention, the people who got awards, some of them were deceased, family members were there, and I think we tried our best to highlight their achievements and what was the reason that they got what we gave them.
Yes, I agree. It's very touching and inspiring to recognize those people and to know what they've been doing. So I appreciate your work, that and everyone appreciates what you guys do. So for members watching today who would like to be a part of this meaningful work or this committee, how can they get involved in this process?
I think, as I mentioned you earlier, that to be a part of this committee, there are some requirements, and those requirements is a total 7 to 5 member committee. The requirements are: you have to be at least 3 people. One of them has to be a past president. One of them has to be a past either chair board of trustees or board of trustees member, and one has to be a past gold medal recipient. The rest of the member has to be APPNA member for over 10 years. The reason for all these things is that then they have a pretty much good knowledge of organization, and they probably know how the work is being done. So they bring a lot of experience on this committee. So if anyone has these requirements, I think board of directors can put them in this committee. Other thing is that members at large, if they are watching or if they have seen what award committees has done, that can be inspiring to them, that they can do a lot of volunteer work with the organization, and they can be more confident that sometimes this quiet volunteer work does not go unnoticed. And a lot of honorees sometimes they have not been in election process in APPNA. They have not been the officers, but they have been sitting quietly and doing a lot of volunteer work. And those that work is not unnoticed, and organization do recognize them.
So the new young physicians who are joining APPNA, what advice can you give them to, if they're aspiring to get an award in future? What should they do? How should they get involved?
I think first of all is that they should be a APPNA's member, and as their interests are, they can get involved themselves into that specific area. There is an education component of APPNA. They can get involved into educational component merit. There can be young physicians who are very much interested in social welfare. They can get involved into social welfare. If they're interested in leadership, they should join organization, become part of the organization through local chapters, through their alumni, and then try to come into the leadership role.
Okay. All right. So if you have to describe your awards committee in 3 words, what would those be?
I think I have mentioned that in my discussion, that I think it is our committee is unbiased, inclusive, and works with honesty and integrity.
That's amazing. And if you were to finish the sentence, an APPNA award means?
APPNA awards means the honor to that specific individual, specific chapter and alumni, and also it is an honor to recognize their services to the organization. They should be proud, and we as organization are also proud on them.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Asif Rahman, for sharing these insights and for the incredible work your committee does to honor excellence across APPNA. It's truly inspiring to see how recognition fuels service, leadership, and unity in our community. This has been an APPNA Committee Cafe. Stay connected, stay inspired, and keep celebrating those who need celebration. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.